Have you ever tried to make a div take up 100% height of its parent and it just doesn't move? You try height 100%, refresh the page, still nothing. Well, this is one of the most common CSS traps ever, and in this video I'll show you exactly why it happens, how to fix it, and a few tricks that will make you look like a CSS pro. Okay, here's a super simple example. A parent div and a child div. I've got a parent div called container and a child div inside it called child. Now let me go to the CSS file. I'll just add background color and also a background color for the child. Okay, let's see. Then I'll set the height to 100%. Still nothing. Here's what's really happening. In CSS, percentage heights depend on the parent's height. So when you say height 100%, the browser asks 100% of what? If the parent's height isn't explicitly set, CSS doesn't know what 100% means, so it defaults to auto, and boom, your height 100% is ignored. Let's inspect this element. You can see the container has no defined height. The height is 0. It just stretches based on its content. So the child says, I want 100% of nothing defined, which means 0 height. The simplest fix, give the parent a height. So here we can set the parent's height to 100%. And if I save it, again, nothing happens because, as you know, this container is also nested inside of the body, and the body is also wrapped inside the root, the HTML element. So we also need to set the height for the HTML and body elements. Height 100%, and now you see that it's working. Of course, instead of percentages, I can comment out these lines and just give the parent a fixed width, for example, 500 pixels. And it also works, as you see. But maybe you don't want to define every parent's height, especially for complex layouts. In that case, you can use viewport height units or VH. So here, I'll remove the height for the parent and change this 100% to 100 viewport height and save it. And you see that it's exactly the same as before. This means 100% of the viewport height, regardless of its parent. So the element will always fill the screen vertically. Simple, clean, and super reliable. Of course, it shouldn't always take up the entire height. You can change the value maybe to 50 viewport height or any value that you prefer. Now, if you're working inside a layout and you just want your element to stretch with its parent, you can use Flexbox or CSS grid. But again, keep in mind that the parent should have a fixed height. So I set the height to, for example, 400 pixels and save it. You see the parent div. But if I set display to flex for the parent and then set the flex property to 1 and save it, here you see that now the child takes up the entire height. Also, we can use grid. So instead of flex, we can set display to grid. And here for the child div, we can set align self to a stretch. If I save it, again, we get the same result. So here's a quick recap. Height 100% only works if the parent has a defined height. Use 100 VH if you want full screen height. Use Flexbox or Grid for responsive layouts. Bonus tip, you can even combine these approaches for more complex designs. Just remember, the browser needs a reference height to calculate percentages. And that's it. No more height 100% headaches. If this video saved you a few hours of frustration, hit that like and subscribe to Edit Tech Club. We break down confusing CSS and JavaScript topics into simple visual explanations every week. Until next time, keep coding, keep experimenting, and as always, stay awesome.